Here's a quick tutorial video about how to find matched bets and how to compare sportsbook odds and find a bet that really has a good return on investment for you. So what we're using here is two sports books, Pinnacle and BetOnline, and I also have a bet calculator up. I'm using Omniscient bet calculator mainly because I made it and it's the a product that I'm consistently working on. But you can find free ones online wherever. This one obviously is going to have a little extra functionality such as the automated bet sourcing. So this would be a good way to kind of quickly find a bet if you wanted to just hop on and we're able to find your bet in one of our offered sports books here. So, but what I wanted to do is actually show how to do it the old-fashioned way. So we're going to collapse this automated bet sourcing down and just go through the regular calculator and compare sportsbook odds, because I think that's a important thing to understand for everybody who's looking to get into match betting. So this one will say Bodog, but it's just BetOnline. It doesn't matter. It's just a placeholder. And let's go take a look. So the main sports that are on right now are basketball, football, and hockey. I know that there's no football games until the weekend, so let's just jump into hockey. Yeah, I've typically found some pretty good lines with hockey. And we're going to look at future events. I'm not really concerned with events that are happening live right now. So let's see. These all look like futures. So that's good. January 26th, that's tomorrow. So here we're going to have Boston Bruins and Tampa Bay Lightning. And what I'm looking at here is comparing these money line odds. So, I mean, immediately we're seeing something pretty good here. So if we look at Boston Bruins at 101, we can bet the other side at minus 107 on BetOnline. Oh, well, I'm not signed in, but we would be able to bet the other side at 107 here, negative 107. So we can punch that into the odds calculator. And I'll tell you right now that I know it's going to be a good bet. And the way that I know this is pretty much anything that's like less than a difference of about 10 points for the odds. If it's very close to even odds, so like around 100, is typically going to be a pretty good bet. So 101 and minus 107, it's a difference of 6 there. That's really good. If you find one that's like minus 112 and plus 100, that difference of 12, it's not going to be very good. So I can show you that as an example. Where this plus 100, you see the turnover ROI is all the way down to negative 2.75%. Yeah, we would really recommend trying to find bets that are less than a 2% loss. So less than 2% turnover ROI here. And there's a couple nuances with the turnover cost. It'll scale as well when you jack the odds up on one side. So say we have like a negative 200 here, and we have a plus like 190. This would be a really favorable bet because the turnover cost is so low due to the amount being staked being really low, because we're matching on Pinnacle and it's only $51. Where if these odds are flipped and we have a plus 190 here and a minus 200 on this book, our turnover costs are quite a bit higher. I will say it's still a great bet if you find these odds either way. One other thing conceptually that's important to note is if you're betting the matched bet, so if you're betting on the sports book that you received the bonus offer on for the entire amount on the book, it's very preferable to bet a favorite on the account that you're matching with. So in this case, it would be Pinnacle, because if you lose on the account that you have the deposit bonus on, you immediately don't have to worry about your turnover requirements anymore if you're winning on a different sports book that you can instantly withdraw from. So this would be a very favorable bet for us if we were betting the entire account balance on BetOnline here. But let's go back to looking at a couple more bets now that we kind of covered a couple of those concepts. I'll unselect this and we'll just keep going down. So let's take a look at the Detroit Red Wings and the Montreal Canadiens. So we have minus 1.5 goals which is going to correspond over here to this, and then plus 1.5. I can look at these immediately and see that this plus 165 kind of matches this one, and this minus 190 matches this one pretty closely. So I'm going to assume that it's not the best odds, just simply because no sportsbook will really give you a good bet. Like the VIG is just too high on each sportsbook, so you want to kind of find skewed odds where they're just different between books. I'll take a look at the over and the under on this. Over 6, under 6. This is an okay bet, but it's not great, where we have plus 104 and minus 115. That'll still be a difference of 11, which is not what we want. And then we have minus 152 and plus 134 here. Again, I don't really like those odds. I know just from experience, the ROI is not going to be that good. So let's just move on to the next one, the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Washington Capitals. So let's see. I don't really like the looks of this line here. The 107 minus 120 is not great either. And then the over under 6.5. So you see it says 6.5 here, but it defaults to 6 on Pinnacle. So you're going to have to go switch over to 6.5. And you can see they're pretty close. This would be an okay bet with a 106 and a minus 115 here. But again, we're looking for even better bets than that. We could see like a minus 115 and a plus 106. It's just under 2%. So that's a very reasonable bet to make. But I think we can even do a little bit better than that. But the process is very simple, where you just kind of run through, step down the line. Okay, nothing nothing from this team or this game that's going to happen. I'm on to the next one. And you just compare all the lines, and then you see if there's anything that gives you a good ROI. So plus 155 on the Sabres on this book. On Moneyline. No, because I was seeing this, and that's my fault. No, on this, yeah. So this handicap is very strange because it's no different than Moneyline, but okay. And then we'll take a look at the total. This total is pretty good. Under 6.5 and over 6.5. So I'm going to say that this is another win right here. So over 6.5 at negative 110. And then minus, what was this one? 105. And then under 6.5 at plus 105. So that's a negative 1.15% turnover ROI. So that's another great bet right there. Anything under 2% is pretty good. So I think that probably gives you a good enough idea about just walking down through the line and finding bets that are slightly mismatched that will give you really good odds that you can take advantage of with just a low turnover ROI. And hopefully you learned something from this. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more about match betting. Thanks for watching.